Sean Strickland. I like that he's willing to just fight anybody. I think his personality in times is very annoying, sometimes very charming, very funny. All in all, though, I'm a big fan of Sean Strickland. I like the way he thinks. I like the way he moves. And I do fuck with a defense first MMA fighter. It's very rare to see somebody that actually prioritizes defense on the feet, and it's taken him such a long way. So it is boring to watch, but I do appreciate Sean Strickland's style. I'm a big fan of him. I've got him here in my top 10. All right, man. Next guy on the list. Like I said, I'm not gonna bump somebody up just because I personally have spoken to them or I know them or whatever it is. I'm trying to keep this as objectively, my top 20 favorite fighters in order from how sad would I be watching them get chinned from least to most. That's how I kind of did this ranking of like, who do I care about
So
the most?
slow.
Like, who do I have the most edits saved of, and who would I feel most depressed if they lost? That's how I kind of ranked it. So next on the list, I believe, if I'm correct, he's number 13 or number 14 on the list. I'm gonna throw my boy Demetrius Johnson on there. Yo, come on, man. DJ's a fucking legend. All right, that's number one. But listen, man, this is not. I don't. I really want to say this, but I don't want to come across like I'm bragging. But I just want to say this so that you guys can understand how crazy life is as a simulation. I had one fight, bro. I literally had one fight. I'm nothing special. I'm just a normal fucking dude that got in the ring and had a fight. You know what I mean? I don't look at that fight and go, dude, I'm elite, bro. I'm UFC level. I'm just happy that I got it done. You know what I mean? Like that's it. I know there's a lot of things that I could have done better. Waking up from that and having Demetrius Johnson messaging me about it, like, yo, congrats, bro, that was sick, blah, 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 all this stuff. Do you realize how crazy that is? I played with this guy in UFC 3 so many fucking times. This dude is literally the flyweight goat, man. Highlight reel, flip bombing, all this shit. The personality, man. Like, DJ is one of my favorite fighters ever. And the fact that I'm able to talk to this guy and that I've got to listen to his advice off camera and, talk about UFC with him on camera and all this stuff, man, DJ is one of my favorite fighters in the entire game ever. I have to put him on this list. I can't pretend that I was like this massive DJ Blazer all my life, but he's definitely here in the top 10. Like, I think that is why I've got him here at like number 14 because I'm not going to put him up there the way that I would glaze like a Volkanovski, a JDM, Robert Whittaker, Charles Oliveira, these other guys that are higher on the list that I feel like more personally, like I'm a huge fan of this guy, you know what I mean? But Demetrius Johnson, definitely one of the greatest of all time, somebody that I've looked up to for a really long time, one of the best fighters in UFC fucking history, and just a cool ass dude. So I'm a huge fan of this guy. He belongs in the top 20 easily. We're throwing in DJ at number 14. All right, man. Next guy on the list. This is where we put aside anything that might have happened, and we just talk about what do I think of this fighter? Do I enjoy watching their style? Do I look up to them, brother? Listen, brother. 2, 3 years in Dagestan, and it's gonna get better. I know that this guy is a sworn enemy of the channel for what he did to JDM, but I'm sorry, I like Islam. I'm a big fan of Islam. I think this guy's the greatest UFC fighter in the world right now. I think this guy, honestly, I'm pretty sure I put him above John Jones in my last GOAT list because I actually think Islam Makhachev is that good. And I do think when Islam retires, he is the GOAT of the sport. I don't know why retirement just gives you this extra aura, but it kind of fucking does. And to me, Islam Makhachev is probably the straight up best UFC fighter we've ever seen. And I fuck with this guy, bro. He's just a chill ass dude. Like he's actually a respectable, chill, funny dude. I like the personality. And the fighting style is fucking sick. This guy's so high IQ. He can dominate you in the grappling. He's willing to strike. Like he's okay to strike. He's good on the feet. I feel like Islam Makhachev is someone that I try and take a lot from, and someone that I genuinely look at like, damn, that is the highest level possible. Like that's the best guy in the game. So I'm a huge fan of Islam Makhachev. I've kind of been rooting for him in a lot of these lightweight fights. Obviously, the JDM fight, it was all you stay on that side type shit. I would never root for this guy against JDM. That's why he's not in my top 10 or my top 5. But otherwise, I've been on the Islam Makhachev train. I'm a fan of this guy. I think he gets way too much hate overall for his style. Yes, the JDM fight was boring as fuck, but a lot of fighters have that type of performance here and there. And I feel like generally, similar to Hamza Chimaev, yes, that fight was a complete act of terrorism of the sport and boring as fuck and terrible. But otherwise, he's actually very entertaining. So all in all, I'm a big fan of Islam Makhachev's style. I really, I look at a lot of the techniques and a lot of the things that he's good at as stuff that everybody in the game should be trying to take from. And I'm a big fan of his personality as well. I don't hate Islam Makhachev. I can't be like mad at him for winning against JDM. As much as it hurt me, bro, I got to put Islam Makhachev in my top 20 because he is one of my favorite fighters. I do like this guy a lot. All right, man. Next guy on the list, though, man, dude, this is different, bro. It's just different. I'm pretty sure this is number 12 on my list, bro. Bobby Knuckles, mate. You're not a fucking Australian if you're not a fan of Bobby Knuckles. I'm sorry to tell you this, bro. Your citizenship is literally revoked if you're not a Bobby Knuckles fan, mate. If I catch you hating on Robert Whittaker and you're from Australia, get the fuck out of here, mate. Get the fuck out. That's all I gotta say, dude. Robert Whittaker's a legend, man. This guy's the first ever Australian UFC champion. He headlined the first ever UFC pay-per-view that I watched. I'm hyping right now. And this dude has been in so many generational wars. He's the nicest guy ever in the sport. He's not scared of anybody. He will fight anybody. He has fought everybody. He's got the crafty 1-2 head kick. He's got the bloody pop and the jab. You know what I mean? Like, Robert Whittaker, you just can't hate on this guy, bro. I feel like even if you're not Australian, what are you doing hating on Robert Whittaker, bro? That's how I feel about this guy. Like, I take it personal if you hate on this dude. So, shout out to Bobby Knuckles. Please answer my emails, brother. We were supposed to have an interview. But regardless of that, I love Robert Whittaker. He's one of the legends of the game from Australia. And he definitely belongs on this list. I'm gonna be a fan of this guy to the day that I die. I'm gonna be in the retirement. Right, Robert Whittaker's fucking going out there against bloody Romero. He's on roids. He fucking beat him twice, mate. He can fucking do it all, mate. I'm gonna be bringing up Robert Whittaker till I'm 76 years old, bro. Shout out to Bobby Knuckles. Easily had to make this list. Easily, bro. Just outside the top 10, though, because honestly, there's just 10 guys that I'm a bigger fan of. But regardless, we're going to put Bobby Knuckles at number 12. And the last one before we get to the top 10. I just saying. Alex Pereira. Now, we've met each other. So that's a factor. But, man, I'm just a big-ass fan of this dude, bro. This dude's style is fucking badass. This dude's story is badass. Everything about Alex Pereira I fuck with, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was Team Ankalaev going into the Pereira fight. I don't even know why. I feel like it was just kind of like, I know why, because this guy's fans are annoying as fuck. That's why. Okay? And listen, there's fighters that I love that are like it. Like Max Holloway fans, we are annoying as fuck sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Max Holloway fans are low-key annoying as fuck sometimes. Islam Makhachev fans genuinely make me hate Islam Makhachev sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Alex Pereira fans at their peak were some of the most annoying fucking nut riders I've ever seen in my life. So I was kind of like happy when Ankalaev beat him because I was like, thank fuck these goofy fucks can now hop off the hype train. Because as a normal human being, I'm a big fan of Alex Pereira, but I'm not saying he's gonna shammer all over him, bro. He's gonna shammer all over you, bro. He's probably fucking like, dude, these fucking weird ass Alex Pereira fans on TikTok and shit. You guys ruin it for other people. But as a normal human being, I mean, Alex Pereira, how do you not blaze this fucking guy? Badass storyline. Got rid of Prime Adesanya for us. Who was stinking up the division with jabs and leg kicks. I appreciate that, brother. Every single fucking fight. And then you had to deal with those Adesanya fans too, being like, oh my god, he's got a massive nose. Wow. The way that he jabs and leg kicks for 5 rounds. Oh my god. So Alex Pereira saved us from that. That's number one. Number two, the fucking highlight reel knockouts are absolutely insane. Number three, this good story is fucking sick. And the fighting style, the walkout, all that stuff. How can you not be a fan of Alex Pereira as a fan of this sport? He definitely belongs here. I'm not going to act like I'm personally attached as a Pereira fan. Obviously, it was cool as fuck to meet him. It was like 2 days before one of my fights, so I was a bit like dead mentally. And I did punch him in the stomach. I just gave him a little like, yo, thanks, bro. Appreciate that, bro. Big fan. And kind of bumped him, and he like hovered over me like I was Khalil Roundtree. So I don't know if Alex Pereira's gonna slime me out if I ever see him again, but I am a big fan of Alex Pereira. He's going at number 11. Now we are in the top 10. This is where I don't play, bro. Okay, 20 through 11. I'm like, yeah, I'm a big fan of this guy. You know, I like his fights. You know what I mean? But 10 through 1. If I ever see you disrespecting these fighters, if I ever see them lose, there's gonna be fucking hell to pay, dude. okay? I don't play with these guys, bro. These are the dudes that I'm like, yo, we fucking did it. You know what I mean? Because I've gone through the struggles with them, bro. I'm that type of fan for these guys in the top 10, right, man? Let's get into this, bro. Coming in at number 10, first guy on the list, Glover Teixeira, man. What do you know about that Glover Teixeira title run, baby? I fucking love Glover Teixeira, bro. I feel like a lot of people don't know this about me, man. I'm one of the biggest Glover Teixeira fans on earth, bro. That title run was genuinely life-changing, man. Just something about this guy. Just this unk. Chopping it up in the light heavyweight division. The way that he fights every single fucking time is so badass. He'd like get dropped, and then he'd get the he'd get the takedown, he'd mob them, he'd get the submission, and the whole time, every single fight, you're like, all right, this is the one where he fucking loses. Surely, no way this is actually happening. And he genuinely went from like unranked punk jobber at light heavyweight, even though he fought for the belt and he was very, very good immediately, right? He was on this huge 25 win streak, then he lost, he had a couple of knockout losses, and for him to bounce back from that, I feel like people always bring up the Charles Oliveira title run. I would argue this was even crazier, honestly, because Glover Teixeira was written off completely. He was like 40 years old, and he fucking went through the division and won the belt off Prime Jan Blachowicz right after he beat Israel Adesanya. You understand how fucking crazy that is? Do you understand how insane that is? That is basically like if some random lightweight, like if fucking, I don't know, someone that fought for the belt and then dipped off, just suddenly went on a run at lightweight and beat Ilya Takura. Like, obviously it's not the same as Jan Blachowicz, but still, like, close, right? Like, so, beat a fucking champion who just beat the best guy possible from another division. Like, that is how Glover Teixeira was moving. So, Glover Teixeira, huge inspiration. Love his fighting style. Love the way he just boxes and rip down. Gets him with the jab, gets him with the multiple uppercuts, the submission game, the jiu-jitsu game, the ground and pound. Glover Teixeira is one of the most underrated fighters in UFC history. I fucking love this dude. I love his style. All right, man. Coming in at number 9, Curtis Razor Blades. Again, what you know about that prime Curtis Blades title run, brother? Bro, 2018 Curtis Blades. I remember where I was, man. I was sitting, I had a mattress on the floor, bro. I didn't even have a bed frame, dude. 2018, I had a mattress on the floor, man. And I was watching Curtis Blades versus Alistair Overeem, and he fucking turned Overeem to the dude. Prime, number 1 contender, not prime, yeah, but, you know, number 1 contender Overeem right after he fought Stipe. Curtis Blades fucking smoked him, dude. Curtis Blades, this guy will literally fight anybody. He has fought everybody in the heavyweight division. He's extremely underrated. And when I tell you this dude is one of the coolest, nicest guys in the UFC, I feel like people are finally starting to see it because he's been live streaming, and I think that's been genius for him. But I swear to God, the amount of people that hated on this dude so many times throughout his career, and I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is actually wrong? Like, why are we hating on Curtis Blades? What did I miss, dude? On some Drake shit. What did I miss, bro? Because Curtis Blades to me has always been this cool, kind of nerdy, but just a chill, humble, realistic dude. Pretty funny on the mic if you actually listen to what he's saying. And I'm glad that people are starting to realize how goated Curtis Blades is. Because I've been saying this for years, dude. Curtis Blades is one of the coolest dudes in the UFC. He's a fan of my channel as well, and I'm a big fan of him. So he's definitely in my top 10. Curtis Blades, man, this guy is a legend of the game forever. He's never leaving my channel banner as long as he's active, he's gonna be in that channel banner, man. Curtis Blades is the GOAT. We're putting him at number 9. Okay, because obviously there are people that are more influential on me, people that are, you know, I'm more hyped when they win, you know, like they've had crazier moments, and I'm like, yo, like Curtis Blades, dude, on a personal level, Curtis Blades is like top 3 easy, but on a fighter level, I'm putting him at number 9. All right, man. Coming in at number 8, Daniel DC Cormier, bro. DC, man, the natty goat, baby. I was so mad when this dude lost to Jones, man. I fucking hate John Jones, and I love DC, man. DC, watching him come up, the prime, aka I Am the Babe vlogs, if you know, you know. DC just unking it up, just coming into the sport late, the fucking takedowns, like everyone that's ever trained, this is fact, bro. You know where you were the first time you saw Daniel Cormier strike force highlights. When he's like body slamming motherfuckers, bro. Like, you know where you were, bro. You remember that day when you discovered DC high crotch highlight reel on YouTube, where he's just body slamming motherfuckers, bro. And the clinch strikes, the uppercuts, the fucking jiggling at range, getting on the inside, man. DC is one of my favorite fighters of all time. watching him beat Stipe Miocic for the heavyweight title after everything he went through with Jones and the vacated belt, getting it back and all this stuff, dude, when he beat Stipe Miocic at International Fight Week and then Brock Lesnar comes in the cage, like, bro, that was like such a peak day, man. I remember where I was, bro. I remember watching that shit with my dad, man. Yes, dude. DC's the fucking go, and Jones is on the sideline having a watch, and DC's pound #1 where he fucking belongs because he's on a roid sheet, dude. I love DC. I do hate him on commentary. I will say that. I actually hate Daniel Cormier as a commentator. He's actually terrible. And I do actually see what MMA Jay is talking about with this dude. Like, I've watched some of his videos about DC. He is genuinely cooking. So shout out to Che for that. But as a fighter, when he was active, bro, Daniel Cormier was one of my guys. I was not playing around when it came to DC. He is in the top 10 easily. We've got him here at number 8. All right, man. Next guy on the list, coming in at number 7. Charlie do Bronx, Charlie do Bronx, I think of the Bronx, I biggest champion, the champion had the name of Charles Oliveira, brother. Listen, I know you guys are not gonna believe, you guys think I'm a fucking Charles Oliveira hater. Why the fuck would I be a Charles Oliveira hater, dude? Why the fuck would I hate Charles Oliveira, you fucking idiot? Smack you upside the head. Why the fuck would I hate Charles Oliveira? What is there to hate about Charles Oliveira? Did I think the Max Holloway fight was boring? Yes. Did I think my fight was boring? Yes. Does that allow me to criticize him again? That shit was boring as fuck. But otherwise, this dude's one of the most exciting, entertaining, beloved. Like, you have to be happy to see him win. Fighters of all time. Who out there genuinely hates Charles Oliveira, bro? This dude is one of the most beloved fighters in the sport for a fucking reason, bro. The heart, bro. The combat. The fighting style. This dude does not come around to fucking lay on half guard, except when he's fighting Max Holloway. And that's not even fully his fault. That's also on Max Holloway for not figuring out how to get back up after 37 million fights in the UFC. But other than that, Charles Oliveira, this dude has one of the greatest title runs of all time. There is so many edits saved in my phone of Charles Oliveira. I watch Charles Oliveira edits before I fucking fight and before I train, bro. I love Charles Oliveira. Don't ever play with me when it comes to New Bronx. I'm putting him at number 7 because there is guys above him. I will be real. There's guys that I've been, kind of rooting for against him in the past because I'm more of a fan of them, and maybe it's because I'm more of a fan of their style. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just their personality. They speak English. I'm a little bit more tapped into them. Dustin Poirier, Dustin Poirier, man. After everything we've been through, I have to put him at number 6, man. Dustin Poirier, dude. You know what you fucking did, dude. The chain edits of Dustin Poirier. There's just something about DP, man. Like the storyline with Dustin Poirier of just being right there, but just never being enough to get the belt, and just the edits and the fucking the heartfelt speeches and all this stuff. And yeah, I have my problems with him, dude. I have my problems with him with being a sore winner sometimes. But when he loses, you feel it in your fucking soul, bro. Because you
Well, I
know
don't know.
he's just a normal ass dude that came from the street and became a fucking UFC legend. You just feel it, bro. And he's always in there just scrapping like his life depends on it. Blood, sweat, and tears,
We'll
right?
do the
And that's
second
what he
one.
always said. He put his blood, sweat, and tears into it. And you
Yeah,
can
that
just feel
seems
it. Like
fine.
Dustin Poirier had that everyman kind of vibe. And we knew how elite he was. We knew this guy really could be the champion. But it's just the guys that were around him in that era, he just never got to be champion. I still think the McGregor fight should have been for the vacant lightweight title, and that would have given us undisputed Dustin Poirier. But regardless of that, how can you not be a fan of Dustin Poirier? With all the legendary fights that he's had, the fighting style that he brought, the funny moments. Dude. Who ain't got jujitsu? Such a freaking dweeb, dude. This is my house, dude. Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. There's so many Poirier things that I love, man. The gillies, all that shit. We love Dustin Poirier, dude. You cannot be a UFC fan and not be a fan of Dustin Poirier. Shout out to DP. We're gonna put him at number 6. Now we're in the top 5, and again, this is even more like do not play with me, do not play with these guys' names. Coming in at number 5. Yeah. If I hear myself saying something stupid, I'm gonna get fucking mad. No, I don't even like that. Just something that I do, dude. Nick Diaz. Oh, I fucking love this guy, dude. Nick Diaz versus Paul Daly. One of my favorite fights ever, bro. Nick Diaz versus Paul Daly, one of my favorite fights ever, man. Nick Diaz, the edits, bro. The fucking, just the way that this dude was moving in the squad. I just feel like we've never seen a guy like this since. And there's fighting styles that are similar. I don't really know if we've seen a personality like this that I just feel so drawn to. I don't know what it is about Nick Diaz. I'm just like, that's literally me, bro. Like, I just fuck with Nick Diaz on like a personal level, bro. And the tragedy of like the suspension and all the drug stuff and the comeback being so bad against Robbie Lawler and all this stuff, and just all these personal things that Nick Diaz has. But also when you watch him in his prime, like in that Strike Force run, and just the submissions and just the floor pressure and the emotes. It's one of the most entertaining things to watch. It's like something you can't take your eyes off. I can't even really put into words why I'm such a big fan of Nick Diaz. I just am. Like I always constantly find myself just randomly like going down the rabbit hole thinking about Strike Force Nick Diaz. Being in a situation, what would prime Strike Force Nick Diaz do in this situation? Just throwing a fucking water bottle at someone. That is how I'm moving, bro. I love Nick Diaz, the run through Strike Force when he came back to the UFC. Obviously didn't get the belt, but Nick Diaz, man, this guy's in my top five easily. I'm gonna put him at number five because I can't pretend I was there watching prime Nick Diaz live. Okay, that's why I'm not gonna put him at number one, number two, or number three, or anything like that. All these guys in the top five, I could put them wherever in whatever order depending on the day. But if I'm being objective with this, I can't be sitting here pretending like I was watching Nick Diaz in his prime. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm not entitled to have him at number one. All right, man. We're gonna put him at number five and number four. Hey, listen, brother, it is what it is. I'm happy. Max Holloway, you knew he was gonna be there. You know I fuck with Max Holloway. You know that I fuck with this dude heavily, man. I've been a fan of him for a long time. Like I said, though, some of his fans do ruin it. Like some of the Max Holloway glazers are really fucking annoying. And I try my best to not be like that. Obviously, listen, bro, I was riding the Max Holloway train going into 326. He got smudged. It is what it is. But Max Holloway, one of the most entertaining, one of the most lovable guys in the sport, always brings a fight, extremely elite, one of the best resumes of all time, like a Dustin Poirier, like a Justin Gaethje, like a Charles Oliveira. And I don't know what it is. I feel one thing about Max Holloway is like he's like the championship version of Dustin Poirier, where I really admire. And you guys will see this throughout my top five. I feel like and